guys, coming up next. This man needs no introduction, which is why I'm going to give him a super long one. No, I'm not. Actually, the guy that is the most Pats positive in the world. He can turn every negative analytic and horrifying all 22 into the most positive, forward-thinking, productive Patriots chat possible. And he's probably the handsomest man on the beat, the one, the only, Tayler Kyles. T. Kyles, what's up, buddy?
I mean, this team has really been testing me the past couple of years, man. But no, I'm excited to be here. Thank you all so much for having me. I think that Devin McCourty's numbers are safe for viewership. I don't know if I could pass for Jason. I don't know if I'm quite that handsome, but I'm happy to be on, guys.
You're his stand-in tonight as well. We'll call you T-Mac for tonight.
I might need a haircut.
Not Tracy McGrady, but
that is true. Oh,
all right, Callahan, you want to kick things off, big guy?
Yeah, this is not on the rundown. Taylor, you must be a great wingman. Like, I needed you in college if we're doing the optimism in the resume. Like, you just to hype people up the way that we're talking. Like, Vidarian Lowe's giving up his 9th sack of the year. But, man, the footwork here was so center. Like, Callahan's, like, getting his 7th C+. But, you know, like, he's a good hang after midnight. You know, I could have needed you there, I think. Are you a good wingman?
Oh, ask Ahmed. I'm a pretty good wingman. I mean, he makes it a little bit easier, but I mean, it helps when you got lovely people around you. Darian's a nice guy. I'm like, oh my God, look, this is my buddy Andrew. He's the sweetest guy I've ever seen in your life. And then obviously you're in a corner, like talking to all the important people. At least that's what's going on at the combine. So, you know, good people make it easy.
Good wingman. Hold on. Bullshit. No, he's going to swing by. No, he's going to swing by. He's the guy that accidentally steals the girl. He comes in to help you out. And then Taylor steps in and then they're like, wait a second. Tall, handsome, super articulate, forward-thinking, progressive. Now I'm going to go with the home of this guy right now.
Luckily, I'm spoken for.
I was going to say, yeah, he's taken the thing. Yeah.
I know you are, and you are a very lucky man as well. And we're lucky to have you. All right, Callahan, take it away.
You and I did this, I think, a month ago. Ideal offseason, lay it out. I accused you of shopping at the dollar store because Patrick Picari, who's now on everyone's list, so we can say you were first there. But you got a lot of money. How are you spending it? 30, 60 seconds here in the ideal Patriots offseason.
Spend it on whoever wants to take it is my plan, man. I think they're playing with monopoly money. It's not a matter of like how many guys can they get. It's who can you get in the building. I'd love me some Ronnie Stanley, Patrick McCarry, rebuild that Ravens line, throw in another Raven. How about Morgan Moses? Really beef up the trenches. Obviously, you know, I've been like Milton Williams all the way since like November, December. I'd love to see him in the middle. I really like me some Milton Williams. Jamie and Sherwood, 216 pounds. Dude's a thumper. Perfect fit for Vrabel's defense. I'd love some Chris Godwin, too. Some stability in the wide receiver core. Maybe trade for a DK or an Ayuk if they can stomach the idea of coming to Massachusetts, which, you know, apparently they're not huge fans of. But go outside to get those receivers if you can. Beef up them trenches and get yourself some defensive playmakers as well.
Love that. Yeah, if you had to boil it down to one guy, either it's in free agency, the draft, like a sleeper. I know you just mentioned a bunch of guys, but if you had to boil it down to one guy that you really want the Patriots to bring in this offseason, who would it be?
If we're talking realism, I think it's Milton Williams. I want to say Ronnie Stanley. I don't know if he's really going to consider the Patriots over the Ravens or the Chiefs, but Milton Williams, I think you can get him. You can throw as much money as he could possibly imagine, and I think he's a guy that's more than just a pass rusher. I think he's a guy who's gotten his hands on some passes. He can bat him down. Creates opportunities for other people. Like he gets his edge rushers some sacks because he's able to force quarterbacks to step up in the pocket. And while he's not a great run defender, I'd like to see what he can do with continued maturation, maybe some more snaps. It could go both ways, but from the tape I've seen of Milton Williams, high energy player, really fits what I think the Patriots are going towards.
So, Taylor, if you could just for my benefit, you know, it's not difficult for anyone to speak to me like I'm a 12-year-old, but for the audience as well, like we hear so many things about like, well, the new, like what Mike Vrabel likes in a defense, what Terrell Williams is going to be bringing. It's fat. It's a little smaller. It's fast. It's aggressive. It's violent. Schematically speaking, since you understand that so very well, what does that mean? Like, what should Patriots fans expect, look for, and what kind of guys should they expect coming in, like a Milton Williams, hopefully?
Absolutely. Well, really, Belichick defenses as we know them, really they want to be beefy, right? They want to be able to gum up the middle against the run. They want their linebackers to be able to take on contact, but really they want those kind of downhill thumpers. And what we're going to see from this more Mike Vrabel defense is they want speed in an ever-evolving NFL where the passing game is king. You know, I got all the respect in the world for Juwan Bentley. I love the big hits. I love the run defense. And he's damn good in coverage for a guy who's his size. Jelani Tavai is a great Robin when he's on the field, but the reality is we've seen what happens, right? When you get these matchups against these athletic slot receivers or running backs and then these athletic tight ends, it's tough for those guys to hang and really eliminate those guys. Really, they're just, try to mitigate damage. If you get a guy like Jamie and Sherwood, he can play man coverage against tight ends. He can run down the pole or down the middle of the field with these fast guys. You don't really say that about the players the Patriots have had on the roster. And then look at last year, the pass rush kind of stunk because Barmore was really your guy who could do everything. And then you were stuck with the roster full of run stoppers, even as the Patriots tried to evolve. I think Vrabel is going to say, no. We are going to live behind the line of scrimmage, not at the line of scrimmage. That's why I think he gets smaller to try to get into those gaps, add some more speed.
Yeah,
Gotcha. When you consider all that schematic change and the guys on the roster now who might have had their development stunted either by injury or different position coaches that are no longer here, which is most of them, who do you look at on the roster and say, he's making a year 2 leap? He's making a year 3 leap. And I feel very confident about this even on March 7th.
Keon White, man. Like, what were we hearing from Keon all late last season? I want to be Coach Tard. It felt like he wasn't really getting the motivation and the push. No disrespect to the coaches. That's what the player was telling us. I think he's a guy with all the talent in the world who fits this type of scheme. He's kind of a tweener, right? He's not, for a Belichick defense, he was a little bit too small to live inside. Maybe not a great fit on the outside. With Terrell Williams, they've got 2 guys who used to be pass rush coordinators on their defensive staff. Maybe you see Keon White continue to develop those outside moves. We know he's a great interior rusher, right? He's elite in that category. Him and Milton Williams, scary thought. But if you can get a Terrell Williams to really round out his game and thrive in this more upfield defense rather than one where he's reading and reacting, I think that's going to fit his style perfectly. The versatility he's got, the motor, all the explosiveness, man. I know that we don't talk about Keon a whole lot because, didn't turn a lot of those pressures into sacks. Maybe we see more production and more, stat piling in 2025.
Yeah, I had a question about linebacker because Andrew and I, just from talking to people down in Indy, want their defense, the Patriots defense, to get faster, like faster at linebacker, faster up front, probably faster in the secondary as well. So if it's not Sherwood, if Sherwood signs somewhere else, is there another linebacker in this free agent class or even in the draft class that you've seen that is that type of like smaller, speedier player, but still actually plays like a linebacker?
For sure. There's Dre Greenlaw, first of all. It seems like the Patriots
Oh, that's right.
Robert Saleh style defense, right? They're looking at, you guys reported Byron Murphy Jr., Charvarius Ward, DJ Reed. Like, they're all in that similar. Okay,
I love Charvarius Ward. I'm such a Charvarius Ward fan. I really am. I love his game. I would love for him to come to Foxboro, Taylor.
He's a baller, man. He was maybe the best cornerback in 2023, where last year was tough. He went through some tragic circumstances. He wants a fresh start, somewhere far away from San Francisco. Mm-hmm. Maybe the Patriots can give him that. I think he'd be a great fit if they want to go toward that more aggressive style of defense. Also, Nick Bolton. I was kind of, I thought he'd be a guy who was near the top of their list. Is that lighter linebacker who can also play against the run. Been to the Super Bowl multiple times as part of that really good Chiefs defense. And then in the draft, there's a couple guys I got to say I love. UCLA's Carson Schwezinger. Hope I'm saying that right. He looks like the bad guy in a 2000s Disney movie about surfing. But I mean, the dude is smooth as hell. He's just read, find ball, attack ball. Great instincts, incredible speed. He'd be very different from what we're used to. And then my guy, Jeffrey Bassa out of Oregon. I really like him. Converted safety. So again, fits that mold. Those are 2 guys I think can be leaders of the defense for a long time, make some plays.
I'm here for all the pop cultural references to any players available in free agency or the draft, because when people keep asking like, hey, Fitzy, is Mike Vrabel really that big? I'm like, yeah, no, he's football Hagrid. He walks into the room and he's a good 1.5 feet bigger than everybody else. He's just purely intimidating. I want to ask you just an organic question to all this. When did you develop your love of football and like the analytics and like the way you study film and the way like you see it a step or 2 further than everyone else? And sometimes if you're not just like watching on a phone or a laptop or a home computer, I see you like Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind, like grease penciling out plays just to fully understand how the X's and the O's and mesh and work together.
Well, first of all, I have to thank my parents for passing along their ADHD. It's been a huge help, to be honest. So I honestly did not watch football. I did not like football until I came to New England. I went to boarding school. Shout out Fessenden, the Fessenden School in Newton. Really didn't like sports or anything. Yeah, until I got to Fezzy. Actually did a camp last year with Joshua Uche. That was really awesome. Got to help out some kids and teach them how to play football. That was
Things
awesome.
worked out for him, so.
Absolutely, almost got himself a ring. Actually met up with him at Super Bowl. He was in good spirits. But I started watching football when I got here. I honestly didn't know about the dynasty. I just knew everyone was talking about the Patriots all the time. I didn't know who was who. Started watching, then kind of got curious because I went on the internets when they were playing well and saw everybody like constantly angry, and I was like, I don't understand this. Maybe I need to watch closer, and then kind of got obsessed, man. Just started reading and watching all of you guys. Fitzy, I used to watch your videos, the shit Pats fans say, in my dorm at Fezzi, which is like, I remember the first time I met you, I was like, this is an insane full circle moment. And obviously, like Doug and Andrew, I was reading you guys for a long time, kind of showed me the way. But yeah, from there, it was just I fell in love with the game, and it was just constantly wanting to learn more, reading things from people who knew more than I did, and hoping that I could take in enough information to kind of try to do it my own way. And also, Evan obviously is a huge help in everything he's learned. I've just like crammed into my brain over the years as well.
Should we throw one more super chat, Callahan, Taylor's way before we rock and roll on?
Yeah, let's do some transactions. Alex Anthony, $25. Thank you. And you can jump in. Any question you want answered, jump in with the super chat on YouTube, hit the $, type away, boom, it's there, and it all goes to Sport Cancer Research. He wants to know, can we send Joe Milton to Seattle in a package for DK Metcalf? Any thoughts, especially now that Geno Smith is gone?
Whoa.
I like it, man. I think we kind of saw last year with Joe Milton, not at all someone you thought was going to be an issue in the quarterback room, but didn't seem like someone who, Doug, we talked about this the other day, doesn't really seem like a guy who sees himself as a career backup.
Right.
He wants a chance to compete. So I think it makes a lot of sense to move him. He's got some good things on tape, more than I certainly didn't expect to see what I did, albeit against the Bills backups. But I think he showed some legit upside and playmaking ability. And we all know teams are, one injury from really desperately needing a quarterback. So with no better options right now for Seattle, I say pull the trigger. I love the idea. As long as, again, DK can humble himself and come down and hang out with us in Foxboro, Providence, wherever.
Yeah, but he doesn't like the weather. Kalen Zacharias Metcalf doesn't like the weather, so F him.
He also said Massachusetts takes too long to say, which, I mean, I guess that's kind of true, but we've got to like make a case for Massachusetts. We got to make a case for New England on this show, just so that free agents want to come here. It's a nice place. It's a good place to live. Weather's not that bad. I grew up in Seattle. I'm in Massachusetts now. It's not that different. So yeah, nope. Massachusetts, not a bad place to live.
One DK to another. Doug, you have to be the point man on this.
What was that? I know, I really do.
One DK to another.
Yeah, what do you do? Come on, Kyed. What are we doing?
One DK who went from Seattle to New England to another. It rains every day in Seattle. Like, Seattle's beautiful. It's great. A lot of pine trees, all that kind of stuff. But it's a great place to raise a family here. I don't know. New England's nice. It's good. It's not it's got a step above like Cleveland and Green Bay. No offense to those cities, but like it's kind of crazy to think that now New England is being mentioned in those same conversations. Like, we're not landlocked here. It's a good place. Yeah.
You just heard Taylor legacy pimping for Fessenden out in Newton as well. We're wicked smart up this way.
I'm saying St. Paul's in New Hampshire, like the New England, we got some places, I gotta also get on my
Also, Cleveland can take offense. Cleveland can take full offense. There's no offense.
Also, Green Bay. I'm sorry. Green Bay is like a town that's literally stuck in 1984. I swear. It's like a John Hughes movie every single bar you walk into.
Then I think Buffalo's stuck in 1985 then also. So we'll throw Buffalo
honestly,
in the bus as well.
It is like Beautiful Girls. You walk in and like there's Timothy Hutton hitting on Natalie Portman, like everyone's stuck 35 years ago. It's amazing. Have fun at the draft, by the way. Folks, follow him at TKyles39. You're amazing, dude. Your energy is awesome. You're always down for a good cause. You bring knowledge and passion and levity to every occasion, every live stream, every post game. And of course, you were generous with your time here tonight. So we love you, big guy. Thanks so much for swinging by. And everyone follow him through free agency into the draft and well beyond, because you're not going to get wicked smarter any better than Tayler Kyles.
Love you guys. Appreciate you. Everybody donate if you can, please. And thank you. Have a great night, everybody. Cheers.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
Great having you on the show tonight.